weeks while I fix it.
Yeah. I'd imagine the games are just extremely low quality. What tier is this game?
I think it's like master tier.
Oh.
It's hard to get good games at this
Yeah,
point.
master tier isn't gonna be like super good for you.
It feels so bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Generally speaking, my
where did you find me, by the way? Because like you randomly DM'd me and I had no idea you were.
Oh, from the peak, they're like the Chris came in as like setup coaching.
Oh, okay. Have you watched any of my content at all?
I went back and watched like 1 or 2 of your videos, and I've been sitting in the stream for a little while.
Okay,
and then
okay.
We also, like at the Dawn tryout or whatever, we did a little bit.
Oh, you were there.
You didn't end up reviewing my game because like we didn't have a perspective from me.
You're right.
But I sat in for that part of it.
That's fine. Okay. So no, I do apologize. Jesus, I fucking invited you to the fucking just misclicked. Sorry. I do apologize. My I'm losing my voice right now, so I may have some issues talking. Okay.
No problem.
Yeah. Just letting you know. But I'm sure that you'll just understand me.
I do think laning is my weakest point of my game.
Yeah. Do you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so it's Zoe. Is it Zoe like who is this Zoe? Just a random person?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a Zoe main.
Okay.
They're not like somebody I've ever played against before.
Yep. Oh, what is the matchup? Kazakhs into Rek'Sai. Okay. Okay. Alright, yeah, you can. Alright.
I don't know where she is.
She can do the blind Q, can't she?
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
You should probably avoid.
That's why I was pinging.
You should probably avoid the blind Q.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
So,
just like walking back a little.
Yeah, I would just stand here. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Auto. Okay, I think this could be spaced out a bit better. I don't think that you need to play this defensively as Victor, into a Zoe that can't actually respond. I think if you level these minions out properly, what ends up happening is you can then move up, and then you can try to threaten with Q, and that's like not dodgeable, right? She has to move back. She doesn't win. You end up influencing the wave with your spells, then you actually end up losing that opportunity to try to find her. But you can do that by if you just level the minions. Like if you start autoing now, nothing is stopping you from autoing this minion twice or something, and then just like leveling a wave in some way that you don't immediately have to use your Q. And so then as Zoe ends up using her Q, she has to move up, and you can then move up. And if you move up, because then Zoe has to back off because you have a spell and she doesn't, what ends up happening now is now you have influence. You have first action on the backline minions. And if you have first action on the backline minions here, what ends up happening is you hit level 2 faster. And then if you can hit level 2 faster, you can zone her, and then you can manipulate the wave on 3 or 4, however you want, depending on the jungle route. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like this routing is really like the sequence at which we use the we use our spells on the wave is kind of poor. Do you have any disagreements about any of that?
I'm just going in. I was assuming she was just going to clear the wave, and I was going to respond if she started queuing the wave, trying to even it out. I generally am trying to play this lane like just outside my turret if possible. I think Zoe has like insane pressure early, and if I hit my one bubble, the lane's just doomed. Yeah,
all our lane states need to be somewhere in this sweet spot here, right? And obviously too deep would be a crash, but yeah, if you had Q here, then she doesn't auto this. She just doesn't auto this. Right? Not to mention, I don't think you have any influence in clicking here. You should just immediately auto this as well. You should just be autoing. I think you can just max range auto. She's on cooldown. I think you could have autoed here.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to avoid pushing the wave. I don't know if it's correct or not. I'm just trying to not let the waves like crash into her.
She's not going to get... Okay, well, okay. If you lose out on... If this is wave... Holy shit, my voice is really... Hold on. Okay, let me explain this. If this is wave A, okay, let's use numbers because it's too early in the game. If you win out on wave 1, it doesn't matter if she bubbles you because you're not a bad player that will get hit by bubble that easily. And so then you actually end up winning on wave 2, which then in turn makes you win on wave 4. But if you retreat on wave 1, then Zoe can try to influence the wave and get bounce backs against you. And then you're most likely to get hit by a bubble because then you're actually going to lose tempo and influence on the wave. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're like a micro mistake at level 2.
Yeah. So you're essentially giving up immediate. For some reason you want to give up immediate control in order to evade a spell that shouldn't really be hit, right? But in turn, what's happening is because you're not influencing the wave, she's a good player. She's going to make the wave in a way where you're going to get hit, right?
Yeah.
So here it's just better to start influencing the wave as much as possible. She can't do anything. You could watch. Have you seen like pro players play Victor into Zoe at all?
Not this matchup. I don't. It's not very played very.
Yeah,
often.
it's not very. Yeah, it's really not played often. You should get hit here. Yeah, you should just auto. Good. And then you should move back. Yeah, this is
Don't let her play
unfortunate.
Electrocute. I'm just like scared of playing this any of aggressive because she's Electrocute Ignite Zoe, and if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
it'll
killed, like, the game's over. Versus
it'll be
if I
really
just
difficult.
survive lane, it's like I just win the matchup eventually.
Yeah, yeah,
Like this one is a make her mistake, or I let her bubble me.
yeah. I mean, she should just be level 2 soon. I mean, she should just get level 2 on you. I really think she should just get level 2 on you by the way you're playing, but she doesn't. You end up getting level 2. Yeah, this is fine. I think that... Don't you have your empowered Q? You can just strike her back.
Yeah, I was intending to auto Q, but I was like out of range for the auto, or for the Q auto.
Yeah.
I was trying to phase rest away.
Yeah, that's the bad.
She
Yeah.
giga griefed this. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You should lose the lane. You should lose the lane.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to influence the wave any further with the lack of HP and the fact that the next wave is too far away. So, like, she should just stand here and tell you can't do anything. Right? But you actually end up living. And then what she should do is you can build up the next wave, crash, and then she can even, like, just bounce on 3 or bounce on 4, and that's really good. It's gonna really put Rek'Sai in a state in the game where he doesn't want to constantly try to babysit you against the Zoe, and then you know there's a long lane, right?
It's like I can't really answer her here. I don't know.
Yeah,
better
but
I can do than just sit here and hold the wave.
Right. Now I don't know where actually Kha'Zix ended up starting here, so I can try to take a look. I think Kha'Zix ended up starting right side. Yeah, so he started right side, and we know that Kha'Zix, depending on what's happening in mid lane and top lane, well, it doesn't even matter what's happening in top lane right now because Kha'Zix has influence to probably smite fight Raptors. You should be able to assist him, and the fact that Zoe moves up like this is really nerve-wracking. It's really scary.
Yeah, I don't know what I can do to go help him.
Nothing. You can't do anything here. You actually can't do anything here. But if you just win on wave 1, like here, if you win on this wave, this lane state doesn't ever happen. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This lane state just doesn't happen. Right? Yeah. I mean, maybe we can track some more micro errors that you might be having. I mean, Zoe runs to left side. The ping is fine. And I think that you should probably just look to level the wave. I mean, you should be autoing in between these spaces, right? Like right here, you could have autoed twice. Well, actually, hold on.
The reason I don't is I'm trying to like pull the wave towards me and freeze it. So if she goes up, if she doesn't get a kill, she's just doomed. I don't know if it's the correct line of thinking. That's what I was doing.
Freezing this would be really difficult to do, because if you were to freeze this, you would lose all your mana. Okay. Do you think Zoe can crash this wave?
I don't think she's able to right now. That's why I'm holding my abilities. Like I'm ready to like try to clear it out, so at least she can't crash.
Right, but if you auto, then she can't crash anyway.
Yeah, I auto when she's here and pushing, and then when she walks away, I stop autoing. So that
right, but I think there's way too many reds anyway. If she just Qs this, I think that she can. And if she well, not Qs this, but if she autos this properly and she Qs the whole wave, she's going to crash. So, yeah, someone in my Twitch chat just said Victor doesn't have to freeze this; just pull the wave and let it bounce. Yeah, so that he's correct in that case. So Zoe isn't gonna just let you do that. This wave will go into tower, regardless, because Zoe has influence on the wave. And for you to attempt to try to freeze this with a cannon, the way the lane is being played would require you to lose all of your mana. So it would be extremely difficult. Not to mention, the proximity of the next wave is about to spawn in about 1 second. It's going to spawn at 2:35. So it'll be in lane by about 2:47. It'll be in lane, and this is enough time for Zoe to influence the wave enough to just get the wave into tower. Because Zoe doesn't want to play inside of this area in the lane. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it just, your goals don't align with the state of the game. Alright? Kha'Zix is left side right now. I don't think Kha'Zix can immediately dive unless Kha'Zix does like a weird wraparound, but it's really unlikely that you'll ever get dove here.
Yeah, I'm not scared of Kha'Zix
Yeah,
here. It's
yeah,
just...
yeah. Like, Kha'Zix is here right now, but this is very, my question is, why do you think that you can freeze this? And what's stopping
like,
her? Like, if you
I'm
were
not,
Zoe,
like,
what would you do?
Like, as Zoe, I'm trying to push it so I can rotate up. It's like, it seems like if she's walking up this far up on the left side, it's like she clearly wants to move into my jungle.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, she either has to make the choice of moving or freezing it. I don't think she can do both. Maybe she can. I feel like I'm trying to force her to make that choice. Like, if she uses all of her mana and the stuff clearing this wave, she'll either lose the roam timer up, or she'll just be able to
Well, she should have already roamed. She should have roamed here. Because Kha'Zix started right side. So Kha'Zix could actually already be in river right now. I mean, that is one route he can do. Possibly. It would be an extremely inefficient route, because he would end up losing everything on his right side jungle. It would just be terrible for him, especially when he doesn't win 2v2 in top lane. And it's not like you're going to die to him. So Kha'Zix shouldn't really roam up there, and if he does, it's really awkward for him to do that. But her moving up to top side, I mean again, right? Like, you just can't freeze this. Right? Yeah, you actually just can't freeze this. Is there any other questions about any of this so far? I see what you're trying to say, but
yeah, I'm just like saying what I was thinking.
Yeah,
not necessarily saying it's right.
Yeah.
My biggest issue is
okay.
lane, so.
Perfect. Okay, so is there any disagreements so far that you might have?
So far, I think
everything's clear.
She gets to, like, I feel like she gets to roam for free, and I got lucky this game that she didn't get anything from it.
Yeah. She gets to roam for free because we lost on wave 1.
Like, I get to freeze this because she shouldn't be letting me do this.
Yeah. You get a good lane state here, so now you can just keep the wave. I mean, you should be autoing a bit more because the next wave.
Well, the reason I don't is because she's like, if she sprints back, I want to be able to have abilities to trade back, so she's not free.
Right. You can auto though a little more.
The reason I'm afraid of autoing, like, I should be doing it, but I just don't want to, like, I don't want to over auto and then.
Yeah. I know what you mean. This is already pretty bad. This is already really bad. You already fucked it.
That was what I was worried about happening, and then it happened.
Yeah. Well, you can actually just tank the minions. Also,
I was trying to grab the melee minion, and I just didn't.
Yeah. One thing you can do is instead of using Q, use Q to freeze, so you can absorb the damage. How long is Victor Shield?
The shield's like 2.5 seconds.
Oh, that's perfect. That's so good. Relative to the proximity of the next wave, that's so good. I didn't know that. I'm not a Victor player exactly, but you could just Q this. You could level that one that just died, Q this, and then once your Q passive is up, that works, right? Yeah, it works. You can just walk like this and pull it up. And Zoe can't be here because Zoe's in river. And then you just walk like this. And then all you do is your next, and you kite it down to the south side, because Kha'Zix's routes are back to the right-hand side in about a minute or so. Because Kha'Zix is showing top side right now after Scuttlecrab fight. Kha'Zix will end up finishing his left side jungle. And then his only next route would be back down here. And he can't really do anything as long as you're positioning the lane here. Now, obviously, this isn't necessary, because if Kha'Zix has, like, what, 12 CS, and he did the 1, 2, 3, then it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Then I think it's fine. Then it just depends on how Rek'Sai wants to route and how you can align the wave in a way where Rek'Sai can find an easier angle onto Zoe. That's, like, the only other way you can, do that, but I'm going to leave that to your own judgment. When the wave is like this, now it's not a freeze anymore. It's just a slow push. Right?
Yeah.
It's just a slow push at this point. So now Zoe's not in a terrible position where she knows the wave is coming back into her and she's not actually pressured to do too much. And slow pushing the lane here is the only call you can really do. So this is completely fine.
Yeah, what I can tell you, like, that's planning is if she doesn't come back and try to crash it, I was going to slow push it and crash with the next wave.
Yeah.
Doesn't let me do it.
Yeah, is that on tempo? Like, that's on tempo, right? It's like wave 6?
Yeah, it's the cannon wave.
Yeah, it's on tempo. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, you have to just... I mean, you're not going to find a... You can't recall until the 9th wave at least now. I mean, this Zoe is terrible.
Yeah, it's like she just entered the game.
She's so bad. Because she has no mana. Like, what is she trying to do? I mean, you can just keep the lane here forever. At this rate. I would even consider, like, standing into your wave. And give up HP. and zone her off of mana. Right? Like, you shouldn't be afraid to trade with her, as long as she doesn't have, like, bubble or anything, obviously, right?
Yeah, I'm more worried about her having bubble and then I either lose cleanse or Kha'Zix jumps out of the bush and kills me.
Kha'Zix should be... Did he just
He
show?
just tried to fix the wave and he's walking into our jungle, at least it looks like.
Yeah, he's walking into the right side.
He's
double
walking
crabbing.
with Zoe down
he's trying to double crab, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to double crab, I think. And then Rek'Sai gives it up, but Rek'Sai gives it up because you don't have priority. And so Rek'Sai is forced to end up just taking wolves. And should actually be on Gromp, because Raptors don't actually benefit Rek'Sai's routes, but that's not, whatever. Yeah, and now here I think you can even try to entice a trade here. She has no Q, you can probably walk up. You can probably walk up here. Yeah, you could definitely walk up here. You don't have to E her. You're never gonna solo kill her. This E doesn't grant you anything. You're never gonna solo kill her. She's low on resources. You semi have resources, and you need to play you need to play a war of resources. You don't need to play a war of HP. You're never gonna kill her. Likewise, she should never kill you. She's on the mana. And you have cleanse, but whatever. We're not going to play off of the fact that we want to burn cleanse. But you don't have to E this because it doesn't equate to anything. The one thing it can do is you can trade into her, so then she trades into you, and you can exhaust her mana pool. And with the next wave coming in, she can't crash these minions and the next wave. So then, yeah, then you can stand here, and then Rek'Sai can come possibly, right? But that's about it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're trying to attempt something that's never gonna work.
I'm playing it. I think I'm playing it too scared.
Yeah,
I'm just worried about being in remote kill pressure.
Yeah. I think that, and that's gonna hold you back, right? You need to be willing to actually just fucking do it, and see what happens, right? The best players, they learn from just doing stuff. Like, she has no mana. She's absolutely screwed inside the lane.
Up a bit, but it's like I know Kha'Zix. Like, if I'm him, I'm spamming Kha'Zix to come fix.
She should just recall. I don't know what the hell she's doing. What Zoe should do is she should be faking a recall. So Zoe should fake a recall here.
So that I shove it.
So that you shove it, yeah. But then what you should do is then you should move up to see if she's faking a recall. And then if you do that, then you win. But this guy's playing as though he's like permanent resident.
I think I move up to, or I should at least move up to get the a deep lane ward with the next wave as it gets here.
Yeah. I mean, Zoe's just making errors like left and right. This is all so terrible. She's
I was
just
like trying really hard to get you a higher quality game. Like, all of my games are either somebody AFKs or it's 15-0 by 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much to me, at least, because we're still seeing certain things that you could be doing in the lane,
Yeah, I tried to pick one where I felt like I played it as well as I could, and then I realized I'm making mistakes. I know I did. I just don't see them myself.
Kha'Zix.
I missed a lot of.
Can probably. I mean, you can just trade with her here, even. Yeah, you shouldn't even let her touch the wave.
A bunch of CS, but I feel like it's worth it. Jin's here, it's just weird.
Wait, what the fuck? Okay, yeah. Jesus. He just lost this recall timer. Yeah, you can crash this. Is this canon? 9th wave?
This is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you can just crash this. Oh, you should have crashed this sooner then. My bad. I'm an idiot. You should have just crashed this. You should just give it to her at that point and just recall off it. I don't think you're ever really going to find opportunities to stay inside of the lane. Because, I mean, what recall timer does she have? Right?
At this point, it seems like none.
None, right? She
should have already done it.
She can recall on 12, but 12 is way... She's not going to play out 3 waves without mana. Right? It's not possible. So, you can just crash it, take the reset, return, come back with... what the hell do you play in Victor nowadays? Lost Chapter?
Lost Chapter is ideal, so that's why I'm not like leaving immediately. But...
Yeah. So you have enough for Lost Chapter if you just don't miss any last hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can crash... And then, well,
you can start autoing like at this early. Like, I was scared of like trying to crash it too early and having to being stuck out like on her turret trying to kill a minion wave where I just die.
You can level. So like 505 minion the 12th, sorry, the 9th wave will respawn. And then at 535 the 10th wave will respawn, and then at 605 the 11th wave will respawn, and then 635 the 12th wave will respawn. That's how it works. So you can just look at the timer and then level the proximity of when this wave will come in. And then, I mean, then again, it's like nothing's really stopping. It's like she's not going to freeze this. She's just not going to freeze this. And not to mention, this guy has no routes anywhere. All he has to do is maybe he can go top lane, but maybe Fiora already has the crash. I don't know why he's hovering down here. Maybe he just chooses to do this. But you can just crash the wave and leave, and if she even opts to try to freeze, she just dies to Rek'Sai. And then Rek'Sai just recalls and then runs back to his right side jungle, right? Because Kha'Zix is here right now. And Kha'Zix's only routes are, I'm going to finish my right side, and then around 5:30 I'm going to be back left side. But, you know, that doesn't really mean anything for you.
I think my thought here is what I was trying to do, at least. I'm not 100%. I think I was just like, I have Rek'Sai here, so I'm going to try to zone her all of the CS I can if she doesn't have bubble or mana.
Oops.
And then I crash as soon as possible after.
Yeah. But it doesn't
Like,
give
I'm
you
trying to
value,
build
because
this
you crashed way too late. So now you have to crash the next incoming wave, and now you're in a state where, I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing, but you're in a state where now Kha'Zix can come.
So you want me to crash this like
Sooner,
pre-cannon wave?
sooner.
Like, I'm
Pre-cannon, yeah.
trying to crash the cannon wave pretty much always. Like, that's my general. Like, now I'm just ulting this wave. Because you can't do anything about it.
Well, I mean, let's look at it objectively, right? If you just crash now, you have enough for lost chapter if you didn't miss any last hits. And then you would end up, you don't have to ulti, and the wave comes into it, and she can't freeze, and you're not extended for a short duration of time.
I think if I crash this, I don't have left for lost chapter, but that's assuming if I would.
If you had gotten all the last, yeah, if you don't miss anything, yeah.
Like
right?
at this point, I can't do it.
Right, but you're not. I don't think you're thinking about this immediately in the spot, right? It's just, it's still suboptimal, right? So what you want to do is you want to look at both situations and see which one would just pretty much be equivalent to a more positive result, and this isn't very good.
I usually don't think about crashing non-cannon waves, at least early.
Right. Well, it's like you don't lose anything.
Yeah.
You literally don't lose anything. But when you stand here, now Rek'Sai wants to route away from you, and Kha'Zix is probably on Raptors right now, maybe. And maybe Kha'Zix can come. If Kha'Zix comes, you will lose flash. I think
that's why I ulted the wave. Is like I don't have time to be here. Like this is really not allowed to be here. So I ulted the wave and left.
Yeah. But we don't want to ult. We just want to reset. Now the downside is now if you were immediately thinking, "Wow, I don't have enough for lost chapter. I really briefed this lane." Well, now I got to R. Then I guess it's okay, but it's still not optimal play, right? So yeah. Anyways, now you end up crashing the wave. Now the wave comes back into whatever. Yeah. I mean, now it's level 6. Now all you do is you just find CS advantages against her, and you consistently find lane states, and then you track Kha'Zix's CS, and then you track the tempo of the game, and then you roam relative to that. We don't really have to go over that. I just wanted to go over lane phase. But, yeah, that's all you have to do, man. Okay? Yeah, this is it. That's all you have to do. And then you just keep the lane here. Everything else is just standard. So, and then obviously, moving forward into the game, basically any types of wave manipulation that you try to do, you in lane phase you replicate that in mid game and late game, right? So like an example of this could be, I don't know, when the hell do you go to the side lane? God damn it.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, you could so if this wave was coming into you, what would you do? It's not.
It's coming into me. Like the opposing wave?
Yeah, if the opposing wave was coming into you, if there was a big wave here, what would you do?
I would try to even it out and then slow push for a dragon because it's up in like 30-40 seconds.
Yeah. Or you could just freeze it, because even if you freeze it, you can still respond to dragon. You have great terrain for that.
Like freeze it, and then the second that it's like we're actually posturing for dragon, then try to like start the slow push. Or,
well, you
like,
could even just leave. You can even just leave the wave.
Yeah, if I'm confident I can freeze there. I guess you could.
Yeah, because if you're not farming, they're not farming.
Yeah.
Right, but you scale. Right, so if Zoe needs to get to so basically if 10k is the goal, for Zoe 6k would be your goal because maybe you're playing Victor or whatever, right? That's hypothetical. And so if you're not farming and she's not farming, you're gonna get to the goal first because you have the freeze. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? You just literally have the freeze. And you scale passively. So if you continue to just do like gold over time, you just win that. So you being in river for the dragon fight doesn't even mean anything. Obviously, this is not something you do now. You can slow push this now, and then you can crash it on the.
Yeah, that's the reason I shove this is I see them fighting mids. I'm like, I want to be able to stop them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's correct to still be slow pushing this instead of what I did.
I mean, it's solo queue. These guys are psychotic. You're probably gonna go help them. Yeah. I mean, this fight is so random, but I mean, whatever. Just go, I guess.
Like the issue I have is I try to play like slow pushes in the wave correctly, and then it's just my team's just fighting the whole game when they're upset that I'm not.
Yep.
I just lose.
Yep. And they don't even know why they're fighting half the time. They're just fighting because they think that they can fight. It's so stupid. But anyways, man. That's actually about it. Lane phase needs to be refined, and then I don't really want to go over the mid game, mainly because one, I'm losing my voice right now, and then two, you need to first like really refine on lane phase, and I think that if you can refine these micro movements, then it doesn't even matter because you're always going to be able to play against just better players over and over again, and even professional players.
Like the first couple games this season, I was actually playing good games, but then just lost 18 of them, so I don't get to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Generally, like level 1, you think I should try to like just get the shove immediately?
Yeah. You want to win on wave 1. You don't have to hard shove it, but you want to try to win on it. I don't know
what I'm worried about, I guess, like I don't know if it's a rational fear or not. What I'm worried about is she has ignite and corrupting, so if she just walks up and just takes a really bad trade, but she can just ignite me at level 2, I'll just lose.
Yeah, you will. You will.
Like that, the bubble earlier sucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bubble can just be avoided from just moving properly, right? Yeah, like, yeah, she could, I mean, she should have been able to do that against you. I mean, you're level 2. I mean, here you wouldn't be this deep. Right, you would either move to the top side. I don't think she can just immediately do that to you. But, yeah, anyways, man. Any disagreements about anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I hope everything is, clear and makes sense.
Feeling like if this is the correct players or not. It seems like it is. Like she loses a ton. I'm just going into the matchup saying like she has kill pressure, but as long as I can like force her to lose CS whenever she roams, it works.
Yeah,
she played, like so bad that I could do it for free. Yeah,
she played bad because you could do it for free, but you're gonna eventually play against a better player, and that's when you will get punished for certain things, right?
Yeah, it's like how, like I guess doing this, like I got away with it. I feel like I shouldn't have.
Yeah, like have you seen hold on, have you seen like Dopa's Victor?
I haven't been like studying it.
You can just watch what he does. You can just literally copy paste what he does. Copy paste the concepts. Oh whoops, this is a highlight video. One second, let me actually find the actual video. Dopa Victor versus TF. This is probably really, like, we can just quickly talk about this real quick. Just before we end. I hate this
lane as Victor.
Yeah,
it's so hard to play. Like pre 10 minutes.
Yeah. So notice how he actually wins on wave 1. Well, now this isn't, Zoe is different. Every lane is different, but this is just generic, information. Like here you can. Why is the quality so bad? Jeez.
He has fleet footwork. That's weird.
This was the old video.
Oh, I'm like, why does he
2018. 2018. Okay, yeah, I don't know why Victor was
like,
running that.
Why does he have fleet?
Yeah,
I remember that now. It was good before they nerfed it for ranged characters.
Yeah,
why does he have fleet?
Yeah. But yeah, he ends up managing to auto level 1, and then he pulls the wave north, and this is really good. Because then the minions align in a way where he can just farm the wave. He's making a few errors actually against TF, considering his movement there, but that's fine. On cooldown, move in. This is all fine.
I guess I don't know exactly when getting the push like 1 is actually worth doing. I feel like more often than not when I try to do it, I'll do it incorrectly and it fucks me really hard.
Well, that also depends on your jungler, right? Because if you're playing against a jungler that needs control, like we talked about this in the last session, right? I don't think you were watching it, but like if you're playing Victor, right? And let's say you're into a I don't fucking know. Let's say you're into a Kali, or let's say you're into whatever, right? Doesn't really matter. Victor into a Kali, and you have Zinzao, right? And I'm using Zinzao as an example because Zinzao is just one of those extreme examples that the champion is just absolutely so strong level 2. But let's say you have Zinzao, and then you have like Zac, right? And Zac starts right side, Zinzao starts left side. Let's say that you have like Ezreal, Yuumi bot lane, and you're jungler, and you don't actually want to invest in bot lane, and so you guys are just playing for left-hand side map or the mid lane or whatever. And so Zinzao can move in and make really aggressive routes like this. Then you should just shove. Alright? Then you could just shove. I actually got coached by and this was I was playing in, I think it was in Master Tier at the time, and I was playing Cassiopeia in NA servers, and basically I was getting coached by what's his name? Autumn? Autumn is a Korean ex-pro player. Or actually he's a pro player, I think. I don't even know exactly, but yeah, the session of him and I is on YouTube, and he talks about this a lot, where we would think of a sequence, right? Win on one, so like sequence would be like win on wave 1, do this on wave 2, do this on wave 3, do this on wave 4, do this on wave 5. But then we would talk about, okay, this is for like Zac into like Elise, right? And now let's change Zac and make him Xin Zhao, or let's change Zac and make him Graves. Then this entire sequence ends up changing relative to what the jungler wants to do and what the opponent jungler wants to do. So a lot of the reasoning why you may not know when to push the wave or when not to push the wave, or to open the lane with a more defensive opening versus more offensive opening, is really just dependent on the fact that you're not understanding what your jungler wants to do and how he wants to actually route. Right?
Yeah.
So one thing we can try to fix that is you can start playing jungle a little bit, or you can start studying a bit of jungle, or you can actually just talk to your junglers, because I know you play on the challenger team, right? You can just ask, like, you can literally just ask them, okay, what do you, like, how would you route here? What are you thinking here? And then you can try to get some kind of a response off that, and then relative to their responses, you can play your wave accordingly, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that's what you have to do. Other than, you know, refining laning, which you can just do over time, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Does that help? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm just gonna play some games with just trying to get prio on wave 1 and see how it evolves from there. Because I've generally just been trying to play the defensive wave 1, 2,
again, it matters on what champion you're versus. You don't just get control on wave 1 against like everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Victor is one of the champions that never loses. I mean, who beats Victor level 1? Actually, I don't think anyone does. Like Lucian,
not
but
very
like
many. Like Lucian doesn't beat him level 1.
Yeah, Lucian doesn't even beat him.
Q trade.
Yeah.
Zoe, any champ that can be like a Zoe where they have like electrocute ignite, like you can lose trades level 1 if they have crafting potion.
Yeah. But like other than, I just can't think of anything that could actually be like.
Yeah.
Really.
Like it wins trades really hard level 1. It's just level 2, it falls off pretty heavily versus a lot of champs.
Yeah. Because then second spot comes out.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, is like over pushing wave 1 and having them have a big wave build on wave 2, and then they can just like zone me off the game. So just like making that mistake seems a lot more dangerous than making a mistake of like playing too defensive.
I think they can only zone you if you are able to. Well, okay, let's try to find a matchup where Victor plays against someone a lot stronger than him, because TF is a fucking really weak champion. Like LeBlanc, I guess, right? Could this be a matchup that you would assume that you would be a little bit afraid to try to get influence on?
Yeah, it's like I can win the trades, but if you mess up one trade and you end up taking a bad trade, it's just like the rest of the lane is really hard.
Yeah. So we'll just see what Dopa does. Now Dopa could play it a number of ways, right? And we'll just see exactly what he does. But here, like, oh my god, Chinese servers. Why is there a team fight level 1? 1 sec. Oh, I can't find the area. Like, okay, I mean they're coming late to lane. What the fuck is LeBlanc? Hello? Yeah, there she is. Yeah, see?
Lost three minions. Like, I feel like you should play aggro now. She lost all the first XP, so she gets 2 first no matter what.
LeBlanc, yeah, like, I mean, even now, like, LeBlanc can't really, LeBlanc can't do anything. Oh, it's, like, too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. Pantheon. Pantheon is a champion where you would probably want to play a bit more defensively on. Please tell me it's like the new Pantheon. Oh my god.
The old Pantheon.
Ah, no. Oh my god, fuck it. You know what, we're doing this. It's happening. I don't remember what he does. Oh, it's like the same thing. Yeah, even this guy, he would still fight Pantheon.
Yeah, you definitely win Pantheon level 1.
Yeah.
Like the biggest issue I run into in general in playing Victor and solo queue at least is it doesn't matter how well, like how much CS ahead I get or whatever, the teams always just get upset that I'm not participating early because I'm trying to like hold the waves.
That's a byproduct of you playing in Master Tier and not Challenger, I think.
Yeah.
I think in higher quality games, it wouldn't be that bad.
Like the jungle would contest for things that they can't.
Yeah. They would.
Like jungle, if they don't contest for it, I just get a huge lead mid, but they do. Yeah.
People don't understand. I mean, it's like it's a byproduct of just poor play, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's something you have to deal with. Anyways, that's about it, man. It's just fixing lane phase and then trying to refine forward with that, understanding like how junglers want to route relative to your lane states, and then using the same micro lane manipulation tactic. Not tactics. Tactics is a weird word, but like the same lane manipulation things you would do in early game is the same thing you would do later into the game, just depending on objective. But I think you already know that. Yeah, that's about it.
I will try to get into some higher. I'll fix my account and try to get some better games. And maybe
if you're versus a pro player, that'd be best. Because like if you're versus some random 500, 600 LP player, it's not. It's a lot different than if you're versus like Bjergsen or something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, man, I'll talk to you later. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good luck. See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Okay, that was the session with the challenger mid laner. Going to end the recording here.